Hey students, how are you doing today? We are ending week 6 and entering week 7, and I'm going to talk a little bit about week 8 too. One thing I was hoping you can tell me is I'm recording this video. I record videos in two different ways. Ones that get uploaded to YouTube and ones that get uploaded to a server and you just have a URL link. And I'm wondering which is easier to view, like if you're on your phone, or if they're both pretty simple to view. So let me know. Also respond to this so that you get 2 points. All the points count and you want to get the points, plus it lets me know that you're engaged. So last week you were supposed to do a discussion board, and there were a couple of issues with it, and I'm bringing this up because we might do a similar assignment in the future. You were supposed to find a quote from, you had 4 articles, you were supposed to find 2 quotes, each quote should be from a different article, and you're supposed to put the quote and then what you think about it. Now, a lot of you guys did what this person did here. They put the quote and then they put what they thought about it, but what you really needed to have done was put the quote, but also put who said it and in which article. So this is kind of falling back on MLA format, and anytime you do an assignment where you're pulling a quotation, you still need to say where it comes from, and you need to give a page number if there is one. So if, for instance, you didn't put where the quote came from, or maybe you had a quote but you didn't put quotation marks around it, and then maybe later on you said where it came from, it can be very confusing for your reader. And so the point of this was to put that information up on top and then what you think. And I apologize that that might not have been clear, but in the future, anytime a teacher asks you to do something like that, just automatically go back to this MLA format knowledge, or if you're using APA, where it's always good to list the author, if there's an article, and if there's a page number. Now in the future we're going to be reading from The Smartest Kids in the World, and that is, just one book, and there you'll be needing the page number if we do an assignment like this. So you always want to fall back on this, whether a teacher says it or not. It's just kind of, it starts just to become kind of common sense. So, and if you made this mistake, that's okay. That's what happens. We make mistakes and then we correct them in the future, and that's, a part of life. So it's okay. But I just wanted to show you this. Whenever I ask you to do any sort of quoting, you always want to just go back on MLA format, cite it, give a signal phrase, who's saying something, an article for using multiple articles, and if there are page numbers, and then put that at the top instead of the bottom. It just makes it clear. Now you should have taken the fragment quiz. That was due Tuesday, September 19th, so hopefully you did that. Now Sunday you have this big assignment due. This is where you need to do research, so hopefully you have looked at the LibGuide, you've gone through the videos I've posted there, and now for Sunday you're going to do this assignment where you're pulling 5 articles on this topic. Is college worth it? And you'll be doing that by searching the different databases, and you're going to be doing an annotated bibliography. So let me just talk about a few things. You need to, and then I'll get to the annotated bibliography part and make sure that's clear. You need to really take care when you're doing this assignment. You don't want to just slap it together at the last minute. As I'm reading each entry, I should kind of know how you're using them, because that's one of the requirements, and I'll go over that in a minute. But I should know, are you, is this supporting that yes, college is worth it, or is this article not supporting it, and how is it not supporting it? Don't use book reviews. A book review is like a judgment. It's like I'm reading a book and I'm saying whether it's good or not. That is not research. That is someone else who's read the book and they're judging the book. If you wanted to, you could go and find the book, and maybe there are parts of it that you can actually use. When you're doing research, if you find a book, it doesn't mean you have to read the entire book. And there might be some people who disagree with me, but when I did research and I found a book, sometimes there were just a few chapters in the book that I read. Sometimes there was just a chapter, and sometimes I had to read the whole book. But whatever it is, don't use book reviews. And then when you're part of this is doing a citation, and you are using databases, and it should be really clear which database you're using. That's part of the MLA format. So let me show you this. When you go to here's where you can find the databases on the library, but say you go to CQ Researcher and say you find this. This is just what pulled up when I was here. Let me make it bigger. You can go to read the full report, and then over on the side it'll say Cite Now. And the first one that comes up is MLA or APA. We don't want that. We want MLA. So if we go here, it says MLA, and then it gives you the citation, and you can export it to whatever you want to. Word processor is what I would do. Or you can probably copy and paste it yourself and then reformat it. But notice in it, it says CQ Researcher. So I know that you got this from CQ Researcher. And so I need to know that. The same goes with EBSCOhost. I pulled up one article. Here is, oh, let me just go backwards and show this to you. So here is, okay, that didn't work. Sorry about that. Let's go forward. Here is an article that I found, how to pay, and on the side, after I open it up, there is a place where you can cite it. And then again, you go down to MLA format. That is what we're using, and you can copy and paste it. But in here, I see again that it's EBSCOhost. So whatever database you use, that's going to be a part of your MLA format, and they're already citing it for you. You don't have to do anything. You just have to kind of look on the page for Cite, find that, go to MLA format, and then copy and paste it. So this is really important because I want you guys to be exploring these databases and using the databases. There are some really good ones, CQ Researcher. There is, I think, a pro-con one in here. The EBSCOhost is good, but make sure you're using the correct one. You don't want to use the encyclopedia. That is not research. That's just getting general information. So again, if you have not watched those videos on the LibGuide and haven't explored it, you need to do it. Okay, so let's move on. So now the assignment that you're supposed to do is find 5 articles on this topic, and then for each one you're going to do a separate post. And I put the template here. You can copy and paste, even though it's in a PDF I think you guys have, you can still copy and paste it into a Word document. And for each one, you're going to have the article. So you're going to have Article 1. You're going to put in the works cited entry. Then you're going to do a summary of the article in 2 or 3 sentences, or up there it says 3 to 5 sentences. I don't know. I made a mistake. 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences. We'll just put that. Sorry about that if that's confusing. That's my fault. You're going to then explain how you think you would use each article. So in this one, you would say for this article, whatever you got, if it was something that's a proponent of why education or why college is worth it, and it had all these statistics, you might say, I'm going to use these statistics to help prove why college is worth it. Okay? So each of these is separate. So you're going to have Article 1, Article 2, Article 3 through Article 5. So I hope that makes sense. Just really follow the template. I know they explain how you think you will use each article. It should probably say this article. I'm sorry if that's confusing. Sometimes when I'm putting these together, it makes sense at the time, but that's the same as an essay, right? That's why you have to go back and relook at it. Or when you do relook at it with fresh eyes, you see something different. So anyways, but really take your time on this. You should have already read those 4 articles, and now you're looking at, and you've already looked at the essay assignment. So if you're like, oh, what is the essay assignment? Go back to that. That's in the very first link, I think. It's in step 1. So you want to go back to that, and then you want to do this and take your time on it and take time searching and finding good articles. Okay, next week, Monday, we'll have a Zoom call from 6 to 6:45 to discuss Essay 2. So if you have questions on it, I'll try and pull some things together, but I would like it if there were students on it. Last time I had 2. Please do it so I can see you. If you're calling in, please say hello. Say something. Tell me, yes, I'm here, but I'm putting me on mute and I'm not going to be able to discuss anything because things are going on in my household, whatever it is. But at least, say hi or something, or write a little thing in the chat box. You need to review the information on transitions and take the transitions quiz, and that is due Tuesday, September 26th. And then you're going to turn in a rough draft of essay 2, kind of the same format, the introduction and first body paragraph, on Friday, September 29th. And I'll respond through Wednesday, October 4th. I don't know if I'm going to be able to respond through the weekend. I'll be honest, I do some artwork and I'm going to be doing a show that weekend and I'll be pretty busy, and so I might not be able to respond like I normally could. So it might not be until Monday. And then October 8th, you're going to read my comments through Wednesday. There'll be a possible Zoom call on Wednesday if people are interested in it. And then essay 2 and the reflection is due October 8th. So we're really moving on this next essay assignment. Also, essay 1, some people have already contacted me about revising it. If you want to revise it, contact me. Make sure you've read all my comments first, though, and then contact me about revising it. We can set up a meeting. I have office hours Monday and Wednesday from 10 to 12 at Reedley College. You can just pop into my office if you want, or I'll set up a Zoom call. So anyway, this was a lot of information, a lot of talking on my part. But hopefully that this helps and clears up any information about the assignments, and you all have a great day. Okay.